Welcome to the Den of Dissent. This is a show where we challenge the current culture and mainstream talking points of the day. What is the news telling us? What is the culture telling us? Where is our civilization headed? And by what standard do we judge these issues? Do you agree or do you dissent? Let's find out. What's going on, people? I am back. That was a short break that I took. Usually, I take a little while to put some videos out. But anyway, let's get into it. This is real quick. So today's video is about this book list, right, that I put together, along with some sources that I got from Richard Grove, who is the show host of Grand Theft World. But anyway, this is a book list for my conspiracy realist out there, not my theorists, the conspiracy realists, okay, who love digging, who love looking for truth, the truth diggers, the excavators of truth, who just love going beneath the surface to find those gems that you don't really find in mainstream media. So I put this list together of books that I feel have shaped my view on the world, right? And why I have the worldview that I do in terms of global affairs and the way things are going. Who are the power players, as I always say, why I support certain things, why I don't support certain things, and also the spiritual, I guess, formation, the stage that's being set or has been set throughout world history. Who are the names? Who are the people doing the shifting and moving the pawns? You get my drift. Anyway, so this is a book list for people who really want some solid information on how the world works, how it really works, not how you were taught it works in school, okay, but how it actually works. These are the books that I feel should have been promoted in school, high school, college, etc. So there's a list of books on there that talk about economics, war, world history, etc., and different movements, different events that have had an impact on our foreign policy and just globally. Okay, first and foremost, though, okay, because I view things through a spiritual lens, through a biblically based lens. I believe in good and evil. I believe in a God, and I believe that there's a devil that exists as well. Okay, I worship God, though. So anyway, first book, I didn't put this on the list, but this is a given. You should read the Bible. Go check out the Bible because it will lay out the nature of man and mankind and how man's heart is desperately wicked. Okay, the scripture talks about how wicked man's heart is. So get to know the psychology of man, and you can understand evil. You can understand the devil as well. You can obviously you're going to understand God too, but get into that word first. That's the foundation, okay? But obviously, there's people watching this that are not Christian, don't believe in the Bible. But anyway, as far as these books go, okay, these books are going to talk about conspiracies, all right? But a conspiracy, remember, is just a plan. It's a plan to carry out nefarious things, okay? When 2 or 3 people get together and they form a plan, okay? That's all a conspiracy is, to do harm or something that has some malicious intent. That's all a conspiracy really is. People plan bad things all the time, okay? But we're talking about a grand conspiracy. We're talking about a plan to make things happen globally around the world. So these books will detail that conspiracy and just lay out a foundation for how world affairs work. And you will get a picture after reading these books. And I put them in order, okay? The list also talks about economics. There's one book that I have listed in there that talks about the monetary system. I'm sure some of you already know what it is. If Like I said, if you're history buffs and you look into the monetary system of this country, you probably know what that book is. But anyway, I put that on the list because that book was very influential on my the shaping of my mind when it comes to monetary systems and what real money is, okay, and how past monetary systems have worked and where ours came from and who was responsible for devising it and for what purpose. Yes. So that book is on there. Again, some of you know what I'm talking about. What else do I have on there? I have books about war. What was the reason behind certain wars? Who funded those wars and for what purpose? Again, who were the players behind those wars and also the carnage that those wars caused? Okay, so there's a lot of information on that. And you will find that some of these wars aren't necessarily based on what the media told us they were based on. Okay, there's a deeper excuse, pretty much. What else? We talk about, the book list talks about some world dictators. Why have certain dictators around the world come to power? Was it because they were elected by certain people or were they pushed forward? Who pushed them forward? Who were they funded by? Who were they propped up by? And again, for what purpose? We go into that as well. There's a book about radical Islam and how radical Islam has been used for a nefarious agenda. Okay. And there's one particular event that 9/11. Okay. There's a book on 9/11 in there that, in my opinion, was just a very earth-shattering event that took place. And so I just felt it necessary to include a book on that because a lot of things sprang out of 9/11. 9/11 birthed a new era. It birthed all types of movements. It just, honestly, the world hasn't been the same since 9/11. That had a global impact. But the resource that I provide on this book list will go into detail about 9/11, and it gives a great foundation, right? It goes back years, okay, and it lays out a foundation and builds up to why that event happened and who was behind it. Not what the media told you, but who were the names and the players that were involved with the event that the media didn't tell you about. The real players, actually. And it just gives a good, rich history on that. And once you read that book, you'll walk away just saying, "Wow." You'll be astonished. You'll be amazed. I mean, you'll be heartbroken, but you will be astonished. And so that's all I'm going to give you for right now. But check it out. Just, if you really love history, you love information, credible information, you love digging, you love learning, check out this book list. This is a journey for everybody. Okay, life, just learning in general, it's a journey. It's going to be something that you will be on a constant quest of. You will always be on a search mission when it comes to learning and finding out information about how the world works. And to me, this is the Conspiracy Realist Starter Kit. Okay, that's what I should have called it. This is the starter kit for my conspiracy realists that like solid information, credible information, want to go down those rabbit holes. Okay, it's a good starter pack to get you going. And for the people who aren't really privy, or I'm sorry, not aware of this information, but they want to learn, this is it. This is the list for you. Check it out. All you got to do is click on the link below, sign up. You'll get the book list, and off to the races we'll go. And I'm gonna discuss some of these books as well. I'm gonna discuss some of the content. We're gonna do some deep dives on some of these books, and in the future, I'm gonna give away some classic books, or books that I consider to be classic in this genre. Okay. I'll probably do that in the near future. And these will be some books that you really don't hear about. Some rare books. You can probably purchase them. But anyway, look out for that. So go get the list, sign up for it, and let's discuss. We will definitely touch on some of these topics in the near future. So on that note, I am out. I hope you enjoyed the list. Give me some feedback. Shoot me some comments. Let me know what you think of the list and if you got to read some of those books. All right? Peace.